Hey everybody, let me show you what I got going on over here today. Doing a back glass on an iPhone 12 Pro Max, and just gonna go over a couple little things. People ask, why does it cost so much to change that back glass? Well, I'm not showing everything here because you've probably seen all the videos out there, but you see the videos, right? You get the back glass, and some people heat it, break it little by little, which is kind of the harder way. We use the laser machine, which is right there. We on this one I did the this frame that we put it in, and then it just burns through, so this kind of covers all the areas that needs to be protected, this frame mold. And that you've seen all the videos peeling it off and all that, but what I want to show you here is, aside from that, some of the little intricacies that might look easy. You might want to give it a try, but it's a tough one. This is actually the first 12 Pro, or first 12 that I do actually, series. So a couple little things here. Number one is the wireless charging. You got to be really careful with that, not to mess that up. You got the main wire, and you got this little tiny one all the way around. You also have the magnets. So the 11s don't have these magnets. So these magnets, they come off, and then you got to re-put them back. On this one, I just replaced them with a magnet set. Actually, yeah, a little magnet set. But otherwise, you got to peel them off, separate them, and then kind of put them back in place with the set. It just kind of already comes already together, and you plop it in. Here, this glass, I changed it, and it actually cracked, handing it over to the customer, which is kind of crazy because I put it on, everything was felt smooth. I pressed it down, everything, but it still had a little tiny piece of glass in it, and I'm going to show you. So aside from all the be careful, you got the magnets, you got this coil. Actually, down here there's a flex that's exposed, and in this case it got damaged. It was for a second mic. There's two microphones down here, so that's gonna have to be fixed, and it's just like right there. So as I pulled up the glass, I guess it's it separated it there. So that's something to be really careful for, and each phone has its own little areas that you got to be careful for. But aside from that, if you look at this little tiny piece of glass, I mean, that is tiny. So what happened there is, if you look at the back glass that was on, now it's got a bunch of cracks, but basically it cracked right here as I was pressing it and showing it to the customer. It just clack. So one of the things that I went to take a look at when I took it off is, was there anything there? And I did press, touched right here the magnet, and there was kind of like a little bump there. Very slight, ever so slight. So lifted up that coil a little bit, and underneath there found this little guy. Now it's hard for you to tell the size of that, but I mean, it's tiny. This is a spudger. Look at, right? If we get a tweezer, you can kind of, so you have an idea, right? It's tiny. Can't even grab it. And now it's stuck to the tweezer. Yeah. So, and yeah, so that little tiny glass under there was enough to create just enough pressure that or enough of a little bulge that when pressed, it snapped. Now I'm kind of glad it broke here on me, because the customer would have taken it, and I'm sure, it probably wouldn't have lasted a day or two. As soon as they put it in the pocket or something like that, and it got a pressure, would have cracked, and I probably would have changed it for him anyways. But when something breaks like that, you really don't know, was it dropped? So I'm kind of glad that happened. And I gotta really be super careful. The other thing I did notice on the whites, is I measured it up. I said, wow, that's so fragile. I did measure it up with some of the other glass that I had, and it is thinner. I have some black, I have some gold, and they are thicker. So when you do, if you order these for a shop, you're ordering these, take a look at the thickness. They all look the same, but there are different qualities apparently of thickness on them. So I'm glad I found a little piece of glass. Now I just got to get those magnets back in place and re-glue it, and we're going to change it to black because the glass is thicker, and hopefully we'll be good to go. That's what's going on right here, right now at PC 911.